Hello, everyone. This is your boy, the funny one on the podcast, coming to you live and direct to let you know that our producer, Zachary, kind of fucked up this week. He wasn't paying attention. He flipped a couple knobs that he shouldn't have flipped at the time. You don't flip a knob. We know this. He did some stuff that he wasn't supposed to do. And so at certain points, the audio cuts out momentarily, and I try to edit around it. It's mostly fine. Right after the theme song, we introduce the Wall Street Bets Reddit Gamestop thing. That part got a little bit cut out, but you'll pick it up from context. It's fine. And then there's a part where I tell us a little bit of a lore about the Disney character Robinhood, and that gets cut out, and that's not a big loss. So you'll be fine. I think I got them all. I didn't really pay too much attention, to be honest. So if you notice that the story doesn't make any sense, blame Zachary. He's a fucking idiot. That's fine. Nobody cares about this podcast anyway. So this is just the disclaimer up front. I have to friggin' record this by myself to let you guys know that somebody else fucked up. It wasn't even me. And then another side note is a little change in the formatting. So this episode does not start with the theme song. So when this disclaimer ends, it's not going to be the theme song. So it might be a little confusing. But we did a new thing where we played the theme song in media res, as it were. So therefore, it's not going to be a good transition from this disclaimer to the episode. But the episode does start with a loud noise. I'm going to leave a little bit of silence, and then when you hear that loud noise, that is the official episode as recorded, canon, minus some parts where Zachary didn't do his friggin' job. That's what you get for trusting a bear. That's right, our producer's a bear. Anyway, this is that aforementioned silence. Hello.
Is it bad to have a Truly's at 7 a.m.?
Yeah, that seems inadvisable. Don't you have to go to work?
I mean, I have to be there at 8:30.
Yeah. So you have an hour and a half to drink it and then sober up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one drink's not good. Whatever. Not that I'm doing that.
Yeah, this is just a hypothetical.
Right.
I, on the other hand, a healthy individual, I'm drinking a Coke Zero at 8 a.m.
Dude, I switched from Diet Coke back to regular Coke, and I think I'm losing weight again.
Oh, that's an awful idea.
No.
All right. Anyway, we have a guest today. I was kind of hoping you would just jump in so I wouldn't have to introduce you.
Sorry.
The CEO of StopBernieSanders.com. I believe we have.
Founder and CEO. It was hugely successful. We did it. We did it, boys.
We did.
He was stopped very quickly.
Yeah. It's Arthur. Everybody loves Arthur.
That's true.
What's going on, Arthur?
Well, since we agreed that I would do this, I overdosed on kratom.
Oh, that seems bad.
Yeah.
What is kratom?
It's like an opioid, but it's like yeah, but you can order it online.
Really?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan loves it, I think, right?
Yeah, well, you know, I would follow my boy to the ends of the earth. Yeah, it's like if amphetamines, the relationship that amphetamines have with coffee, I would say that like heroin has with kratom, which is to say that it's a much weaker form that is much less dangerous. But also, if you take too much in one day, apparently you just don't shit for a week.
Is that what
Yeah.
happened with you?
Well, yes. Yeah, so
Sounds good.
it's not a big deal for me to be awake because I cannot sleep because I'm extremely uncomfortable.
Oh God.
So this is going to be a great episode.
Yeah, I'm fully equipped.
Speaking of which,
So are your bowels.
Yeah.
and that's that moment. Hang on, this is the moment.
Where am I?
That we're going to play the theme song.
Right.
It's cool to talk over it. That's what I've heard.
Okay.
It's like playful disrespect.
No, my friend did. And now at first I thought it sounded stupid when she told me about it, but now I resent her for not
When did she tell you about it?
making me. It was like a week ago, like maybe 2 weeks.
Yeah, because I remember like seeing stuff last Friday and being like, well, this is gonna like me thinking like a reasonable man. I was like, well,
Yeah.
this is never going to be a good long-term investment. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, that no one's doing it for that reason. This is for memes. And now I'm in.
What's supposed to happen today? I know Robinhood closed down trading. But...
Well, supposedly the hedge funds are supposed to have to buy back the shares that they were shorting. And theoretically, there's more shares that they have to buy back than theoretically exist. So the sellers, which is us, the people, get to decide the price. That's theoretically what it is. I don't really see that playing out how Wall Street Bets is saying it's going to play out. But and as an aside, Robinhood, they're the bad boy of the week for me because they are preventing people from buying and selling their stocks as they want to. Illegal market manipulation.
You love when real life just does your job for you.
Yeah. I never researched for this cast because shit's always happening to me.
Yeah, I just saw that people were mad at Robinhood and just took their word for it.
Can you imagine if this happened to like the lore Robinhood, where he was stopping poor people from
to advice? I just like the stock, you know. Shit.
Yeah, I just don't at all trust my judgment anymore.
It's like 50,000.
I mean, and then the moment I broke even, like a month ago. I sold.
So great.
This is what happens on the one episode we decided we're never going to edit.
Fans will like the real.
Listening to you die.
Either the fire is gone or it burnt the fire detector and it's now broken. And we're just gonna go by faith on this one.
Very cool. Okay. Skillshot, what's going on in the candy factory, man?
Well, I have an interesting story about my boss. For those that don't know, I work in a candy factory, and I have a weird boss and other weird people. But my boss works with me in tandem, and well, we're close by, and we do the same thing. And he came up to me, no context. We're not talking. We're both independently doing our work. He comes up to me and he says, "Do you know a swear word that starts with the letter N?" And so I was like, what? Like, I guess, yeah. And then he's like, "What is it?" And I was like, what kind of trap are you setting for me right now? What are you doing? And I was like, I can't say what it is. And he's like, "That's what my daughter said too." And I was like, he's like, "No one will tell me what it is."
Why is he asking?
I don't know.
Does he have a racist crossword puzzle or something? Like,
You would think the owner of a racist crossword puzzle would have that one down.
He really would.
Yeah, hopefully.
But like on the flip side, it's kind of a beautiful moment where this 50-year-old man just has never heard of the N-word.
Are you sure he doesn't know, or is he like trying? Like, is he trying to get you to say it so that he can get rid of you?
He wants to cancel me at work.
Otherwise known as getting you fired.
Yeah. I mean, you know, he could fire me anyway. I don't do my job very well.
Yeah, but like, don't you get unemployment if you're fired for no good reason? But getting fired for saying the N-word is a good reason, so you just get fired. Like, that's the scheme. That's what he's trying to do, man. Watch your back.
Might be. I don't know. So that was interesting. It didn't really go anywhere. I was just like, yeah, I can't say it. And then he was like, my daughter won't say it either. No one will tell me. And I was like, okay, man. Like,
are you guys Canadian?
Yes,
he is.
I am.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know you guys had the N-word up there.
Oh yeah, we it was one of the many things that has crossed the border.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Church, chili peppers.
I feel like you guys get a lot of our culture, but we don't get a lot of yours.
Yeah, that's correct.
I don't like that.
We get so much of your culture that it's literally a law that Canadian broadcasters on TV and radio have to play 30% Canadian content.
I know. I think that's a sweet law.
Yeah.
That's a law for losers. If they had better programming,
that's a law.
They wouldn't have to make the law.
That's a law so our culture doesn't get erased. But like
culture like Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. What ends up happening is the radio exclusively plays Drake in The Weeknd, and then every TV.
Wait, The Weeknd's Canadian?
Yeah, he's from Toronto.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I thought that you meant that they exclusively played Drake on The Weeknd. Like that was how they took care of the 30%.
I think it's
that is a way to do it.
I think it's 30% per day, but I could be wrong. Yeah, and then like every TV channel just plays like Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, it's not so bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys have amazing documentarians. I can't name one of them, but that's what I was told in film school.
Sure.
I thought you were going to be like, yeah, I watched a bunch of documentaries. I don't remember anything. But no, I just heard about it.
Yeah. No, who has the time?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Girls like their documentaries.
Like this
that's
right
true.
This is a documentary podcast.
I mean, if only it was like a real true crime podcast and not the bullshit that we do.
I mean, this is real.
Maybe some of these girls on Hinge would like the podcast.
we talk about real crimes.
Real crimes that usually happen to me.
Remember that crime about Red Remember that crime we did about Red?
Forgive me if you guys are already familiar, but this guy named, well, he advertised himself as Dr. Lucas First.
Oh, I've never heard
This is
of this guy.
a recent guy who's just fascinated me. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ian Fidance.
I'm
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, sort of a come-town character. He was a sushi salesman in the 90s. He's like
That makes sense.
a failed actor.
Wait, Ian or this other?
This guy, there's so much information just like up, and none of it is true, but it's all like his social media. It's about, he's got fake colleges he went to. I don't know. I didn't take any notes.
You've clearly never listened to this podcast.
No, he clearly has, because we don't either.
I just mean he's calling it out. Like he's like, "Sorry guys, no, this is
probably the most professional anybody's been reading, like talking about a crime that happened on this podcast.
Just information absolutely out of order.
Yeah.
But this is something I had been interested in for a bit, but just getting ready for this podcast got me to read a court deposition, or it's like it's a summary of a court case that he was involved in last year before he was outed as not a real doctor.
So, like, what crime is he being like convicted of? Like, is he just being a fake doctor?
That's the thing. It's like all of his crimes, none of them are, I don't know, I'm sure they're prosecutable, but I don't know that he's actually being prosecuted with anything. He just,
because you could just say he's acting, because he was a former actor and he's on movie sets. He's just acting as a doctor.
Well, no, this is my fucking up and giving all the information out of order. He ran a company that was paid something like it's rough. It's $26,000 a month as a base fee for testing, plus about $150. I'm sorry, not a month, a week. $26,000 a week.
Jesus.
For testing on film.
Wait.
Gay! Great. Fantastic.
Is that Professor Chang?
That is Professor Chang.
Nice.
We got it all in the Bad Boy Crime studio.
Senior Chang.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, this court case was not related to this. This guy is just a consummate fraud. Like he's been a fraud for years. He went to medical school in the Bahamas. He's been like preparing for this for a long time. Just some crisis to take advantage of. Before that, he was running a detox center in Las Vegas, where they just, to get you to detox from like opioid addiction or alcohol, they would just put you in a medically induced coma for a day.
Did it work? Probably not,
technique,
I guess.
It's a technique that is used. Like if they need to, like in a hospital, I think if they need to treat, well, my information is obviously very vague, but I believe
it's sort of a last resort kind of thing that he's just going for right out of the gate.
Yeah, but apparently it was like an actual business.
that rules. Yeah. This guy is my hero.
Yeah, he's kind of amazing. But this court case had nothing to do with either of those or his sushi in a tube business from 2000, I think 10, 11, 12. At that time he was not presenting himself as a doctor.
Is that like Gogurt?
Yeah.
Sushi Gogurt?
Yeah, I think it's closer than you would think. But
that's not good.
What was just interesting to me about this? Please again.
It's the only sound that I like.
Nice.
Great.
This court case, I don't know if this will be interesting to anyone but me, so forgive me. Uh, but in this court case, his like former business partner sued him because he admitted to embezzling about $1 million from their business they had together. Like he had a signed contract that said, "I admit to embezzling from you. I will pay you back in this amount of time." Then he didn't pay the guy back.
Why do they keep letting him do things?
I don't know. This guy has so many chances.
I looked up sushi in a tube, and it's more like a push pop of sushi, which I guess makes more sense, but is still pretty gross.
Yeah, it was like frozen. I don't know. I read a little bit about the manufacture of it. It sounded not awesome. But so the business partner who he admitted to, this guy Lucas First, admitted he embezzled from. This business partner sues Lucas First. In court, Lucas First's defense is, well, this guy actually got me to sign that agreement to pay him back under duress because he threatened to tell the police that I embezzled from him. And he was released from that contract. The court ruled in Lucas First's favor that he had signed the contract under duress.
I mean, that's fair. That's similar to a previous bad boy we had who kidnapped some people and then made them promise not to call the cops. And then he went to sleep, and then they called the cops, and he's like, "Whoa, that's a breach of oral contract, buddy."
Did it work?
No.
Yeah, so this is like that, except it worked.
Yeah, he's a better liar.
No, I think he was telling them. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was incredible content.
Yeah, that's like the best Eddie, like again, the best Eddie crime has ever been talked about on this podcast.
Thank you. I worked very hard.
Oh, you did a great job, man.
Yeah, I'm not even going to do mine anymore. It was so good.
Yeah, now we can just go back to talking about whatever.
About my bowels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had any movements? You felt anything in the last like 20 minutes?
No, I would have mentioned it.
Oh.
Look, I'm happy to be here, but if something that great happened, I would have to leave.
Oh, understandable.
I'm glad you're happy to be here. We're happy to have you.
Thank you. I have to go. I'm gonna go. You got me wanting a Diet Coke, so now I have to get one. But I have to walk past my baby nephew's room. So I'm gonna go dark for like 10 seconds.
Okay.
That's fair. We will talk amongst ourselves.
Oh, God damn it, dude! It's so just the whole Wall Street bets thing is so fucking funny to me. Because like people are like, people who don't know what it is are talking about it like it's a serious investment subreddit.
Oh, it's never been that.
No, it's like full of crackheads who are like making the riskiest trades on earth. And like,
sorry.
No, go ahead.
My understanding of it, which obviously is not awesome, is that now people are kind of presenting it as like, oh, people who just saw value in this stock and they went for it. But it does seem like it was conscious market manipulation. Whether or not that's actually like illegal, I have no idea.
Oh, like market manipulation on the side of the like subreddit?
Yeah.
It kind of is. It kind of isn't. It's like they saw the opportunity for, if we just buy a lot of this stock, then the hedge funds are going to be screwed. And then it's just sort of snowballed. Yeah. But, whatever. Again, it's like, it's just so funny that people are framing it as if it's this institution of financially literate masterminds when it is a bunch of retards. I mean, it's just like before, like, you know, this year, it's mostly just people like posting about how they like bet literally all of their money and like they lost like $7 million just making dumb trades. And I feel like that's going to happen to a lot of people. You know, I feel like a lot of people are going to get completely screwed.
Could be us.
I don't think it's going to be me because I don't have that much into it, and I'm not going to be spoiler. I'm not going to be holding until we're going to the moon, even though that's what I've been saying. Yeah, I'm gonna dip out once I make some money, just because I'm like,
Yeah. Did you get AMC as well?
I did, which is so far been a mistake, but hopefully that bounces back.
I think because people can't buy it. It's not that they don't want to.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely part of the problem with yesterday. Everything tanking was because like Robinhood and other places were just preventing people from actually doing anything about it, while the hedge funds kept shorting and trying to scare people into selling.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sell it a lot. Like, I'm willing to just lose all the money anyway, so I'm not going to sell it to dip out out.
Probably $1 million.
I'm going to make like a few $100s and be like, oh boy, time to dump all this into something else and lose everything.
Well, do you guys use Robinhood?
I have Robinhood. I also use Fidelity. But
we don't have that in Canada.
Either of them or just Robinhood?
Either.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, Robinhood, I mostly only used it to convince other people to get it so I would get free stocks. You know, like a pyramid scheme. But it's okay. Oh, I bought DOGECOIN last night. That's actually done quite well for me.
How about DOGECOIN?
I don't like her. She's a liar.
It's true.
Well, I didn't even know DOGECOIN still existed.
Oh, it does. And I'm not giving any investment advice here. I really just like the coin. But
it is going.
It's going to the moon, baby. Put in a whole $11 into that bad boy.
My friend who told me about the GameStop stuff a couple weeks ago, she said she's made like $5,000. And just really, look, I don't know anything, but it feels like it's time to get out. Where does it go from here?
It depends on like how much you initially put in, right? Like, and how much you really give a shit about any of it. I put in so little. I put in one share at like $300, and like, I don't know, if I lose all that, like that would suck. But that's not going to ruin my life the way some people are putting in their entire savings and other investments into this, which is completely insane. But that's what's fun about Wall Street Bets, is people doing that.
Yeah.
And this time, there's no way it's going to go south for them, and it totally probably will for some people. But
I mean,
yeah, I
do, right?
It really depends on how much the theory holds that like the hedge funds are going to have to buy at whatever people are setting it at. And it depends on if like regulatory shit happens fast enough that like balances out the market a little bit. I think Biden's on team
YOLO.
He's not on Team YOLO. Everybody else is, though. It's very funny seeing like AOC and like Ted Cruz and Ben Shapiro be like all on the same side.
That is weird, but I did see a take that I thought was interesting, that there's a big push right now for tax the rich, and that came out like as soon as poor people started getting a bunch of money.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Poor people invest in this and they got like $5,000.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like it's not
okay,
even
slow
like
down.
poor people are investing, right? I mean, the people making crazy money are people that have, tens of thousands of dollars, which isn't like rich by any means, but it's like, people who aren't impoverished. Like there are people who are putting in a shitload of money, and those are the people that are going to see the serious gains. Because like making $5,000 is a lot, but at the end of the day, it's not like going to make you a rich person, But like if you make $7 million, that's a different story completely.
I'm okay with taxing those people more.
Yeah. Well, that like there's some people in that subreddit that are going to be making millions, or who have already been able to make millions off of this.
There's the one guy with 50,000 in it.
Deep fucking value, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be making a shitload. And he was the one who like basically called it, I think. Like he noticed that something funky was going to happen like 2019.
Yeah. And then when it went down yesterday and he lost like $1.5 million or whatever, and he was just like, no, I'm still going to hold it. No, it's like, it's a brave move.
Well, he bought it so cheap, it's not going to, he could let it go a lot further down and probably be fine.
Yeah, well, if you have $50,000, you're probably fine.
Yeah.
To me,
there an actual, sorry.
To me, $50,000 and $7 million are the same thing because I'm broke.
Well, then you should have been investing in GME, my friend. It's going to the moon.
I would have liked to, but the Canadian version of Robinhood takes 3 business days to put money in your account. So,
well, I mean, it's been taking days for money to be put into my account, but like my Robinhood just knows that I'm like good for the money, so it lets me trade. Anyways,
yeah, I am not good for the money because I am broke.
Bruh.
Well, hopefully, I mean, maybe this podcast will make we'll get a Patreon going.
Yeah, this is the episode. It's going to take us to the moon.
Yeah, start buying BBC stock.
Is there any public record? I mean, there's no way of knowing if people who have gone deep in and are like apparently true believers on Wall Street bets in the whole who are actually saying, like, telling people to hold. Like they could just tell people to hold, which would shore up their position, right? And then just get out before everyone else and just
that's absolutely what's probably going to happen.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that as well.
And the fact that this whole thing has been getting like rebranded as like almost not like a social justice thing. Yeah, but it's like, a revolution. It's the poor people sticking it to the rich man. And like, that is kind of true. I think, everybody who's like an OG Wall Street Bets person is like incredibly reckless and love money. So they're going to and they also love egging each other on into making stupid decisions. It's so fucking funny to me that like regular people are like, oh yes, these guys are investors.
Yes, potato in my ass. The richest man.
I really can't stomach fail videos, fail compilations, like just people falling over and getting hurt.
Yeah.
But I've watched so many like videos of just like, I don't know, people like live stream like trading of people just losing everything like on live stream.
I watched a video yesterday.
That's probably so much more like damaging than falling off a skateboard onto your face.
Oh yeah, no. You watch a video of somebody losing $7 million, and they're like, and they're just like hyperventilating in their car. They could have gotten like they had $7 million, and they're like, great, I could I could get out now, but I'm going to reinvest everything into another scam. And these are like schemes that like people shouldn't even be able to do. And then like Robinhood, this was like, I think a couple of years ago, then Robinhood's like, yeah, we're not letting you people do this anymore. And they kick out people from their accounts. It's hilarious. And this is the subreddit that people are trusting right now.
Yeah, well, the thing that got me into watching his videos was very, it sounds like you're more plugged in, so hopefully you have more details than I remember. But the guy like found a loophole in the Robinhood system where he could just
like infinitely borrow money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost
and then he loses
on
everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and that's what's so funny about like, I guess what the hedge funds are doing is because the way that they're doing their shorting is that they could lose more than just the value of, like, they could lose infinitely. And like, I think thankfully most people who are doing the retail side of this GameStop thing are just buying stocks so they can only lose what they put in. They can't like go bankrupt. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really care what happens to people with this. If people should do their research and be informed investors, and be aware of the consequences of their actions.
Yeah, I'm broadly pro bad things happening to hedge funds, but the framing of these people as peaceful warriors.
No, it's completely it's a bunch of raging autists who have like drummed up enough hype to like get regular people involved. Like regular stupid people. Yeah. Like myself. But I'm not like putting in my entire no, like people would like comment, they're like, yeah, like my wife is telling me to sell and I told her no. And she's just like crying. I'm like, hell yeah, man! I can't wait to see how many lives are ruined. It's not going to just
you
be
want to watch.
Yeah. So the next week's going to be a lot of fun.
I saw all my information is from just totally unverified or I don't know. I've done no research, just from like tweets that I've seen. But there was some speculation. I don't know if it was speculation or if it's confirmed, but that the Wall Street Bets thing, that whole kind of maneuver to get the stock up, was rooted in, or at least took into account, the fact that Robinhood like gives information to hedge funds.
Yeah, they're owned by the same company.
Yeah, like there's, I think Citadel or whatever is like one of the big clients of Robinhood. Which is why Robinhood was like stopping people because they're like in the pockets of the hedge funds or whatever. I mean, I think really at the end of the day, people were doing this to make a shitload of money, and they're just morally justifying it as fucking over the hedge funds. I mean, they're going to be ruining some regular people's pensions and shit, too. Like they're going to be ruining some people's retirement funds.
I don't even mean in a that they were using this in a moral sense. I mean that in the sense that they send companies like Citadel information that people are buying GameStop, and then those funds will then buy GameStop just automatically. I don't know if they have a system that allows them to trade in line with purchases that are being made by like regular Robinhood like buyers.
I'm not exactly sure on the mechanics of it all, but they are feeding info.
Yeah, because if Robinhood was telling funds, maybe not the hedge funds that have hedged against GameStop, but if they are selling info that says that GameStop is trending up, then the funds they sell information to might have incentive to then buy GameStop, and that would compound the growth of those stocks, because not only is the money of like Wall Street's bets morons going in there, going to GameStop, it's also just automatically purchased by funds that use that data.
I mean, I That's out of my personal
Yeah.
depth on it.
I am very much out of my depth on this one.
I've seen some takes where people are like complaining and I can't even really get why, but they're like, oh, the Wall Street bets thing is like somehow a white supremacy thing. I do not get that at all.
People say everything is white supremacy.
I mean, is it because it's like, but here's the thing, even if it was, right? Like, because it's the stereotype that like Redditors, like I imagine most Redditors on Wall Street bets are white. Probably because most Redditors are white, but like even more so with that, right? But even then, you'd also think, well, most people on Wall Street are probably also white if we're using the same logic.
Yeah.
So who cares? It's white on white crime. Who gives a shit?
A victimless crime.
Yeah, I mean that's why I don't even it's not like, like I don't even know like how they would. It's not like the Wall Street bets people are going on World Star or something and telling people to invest. Like,
I'm not going to co-sign this.
No, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know, like, I just think of the internet as very, very like white because like I think of white nerds on the internet, which is mostly true. So I don't know if there's like a POC corner of the internet that's like being targeted by this, but like that's clearly not what's happening anyway.
I saw a tweet that was just taking screenshots of like just whatever, just like anti-Semitic shit about like, oh, we're showing these kikes with this Wall Street bets shit. But it was just like screenshots, a bunch of screenshots of that stuff, and it's like, I'm not saying that anti-Semitism is the force behind the GameStop, whatever. I don't know what people call it. It's fucking almost 6 a.m.
The revolution, man.
Yeah, the revolution. I'm not saying that anti-Semitism is the force behind it, but it's definitely a force behind it. Like, I don't know, man. You can find people.
You can find people saying literally anything about anything.
Yeah,
like it's like oh yeah, people are attacking Wall Street, and that's anti-Semitic because stereotypically a lot of Jewish people are like finance people. Like, who's being the real anti-Semite here, man?
Yeah,
probably still the people.
We should come up with a conspiracy theory about anti-Semitism in history. I'm going to say that the moon landing is anti-Semitic.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, why?
Russian Jews, man. It was trying to stick it to Russian Jews.
Do they have Jewish people in Russia?
Have you ever seen Fiddler on the Roof?
No. I thought that was just about a fiddler on a roof. That's not even Russia, right?
I thought the whole thing was it's hard to be Jewish in Russia.
I think it is hard to be. Eugene Merman emigrated. His family emigrated from Russia. I know, because it was tough for Jews in the Soviet Union.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was tough before the Soviet Union.
I mean, it's just hard to be Jewish.
I mean, I saw Uncut Gems, and that was that definitely. I was like, actually, what people are doing is what Howie was doing. Wall Street Bets is literally just people being Adam Sandler in real life. That's literally what's happening.
You know what? Uncut Gems, anti-Semitic. His name's Howard Ratner? Excuse you?
Whoa.
Bruh.
Oh, that's such a good movie. I really can't believe I took a girl on a first date to see that. What a fucking blunder.
How did it go?
Not great. She didn't talk to me afterwards. She's like, I love movies. I'm like, what's a good movie? Uncut Gems. It's great. I was just like hyping it up to the moon, you might say. And then she's like, oh hell yeah, let's go see it. And she saw it, and I think like she was just horrified by my reaction at the end because I was just like gleeful with the whole time because like I had known what was happening, so it's just like funny when you know how it ends.
You're just like wooing in the audience.
Yeah.
You got a foam finger.
He gets capped at the end, and I'm like, yeah! I just bust like right there.
You do cosplay.
Oh, I wish. That would have been hilarious.
I took a first date to see The Revenant.
Oh, that's a weird one. I took a girl to see that too, but we were friends at the time.
And then you are no longer friends.
Yeah, then a lot of things. Now she only contacts me to ask about tax help for her, I guess now fiance, but at the time, her illegal immigrant boyfriend. She'd be asking me for like tax advice on how to file her taxes. I'm like, why would I help you?
Is there a reason she would come to you?
Yeah, no, well, I am like by trade an accountant, not a tax accountant. Oh. So I'm like not well versed in it to like, tell somebody how to handle their regular taxes, let alone something a little bit more complicated involving, an undocumented worker, I believe is the correct way to say that. Whatever.
I think
people. It's so fucking annoying being an accountant, man. People like around March or April, they'll just come out of the woods and be like, "Hey, can you give me some advice?" And I'm like, "Have I talked to you in a year? No." Fuck off, man.
And then they ask you if you're interested in making a purchase and becoming your own boss.
Oh, I had somebody. Yeah. I like memed on some girl's like Mary Kay thing on Facebook once, and then she was like trying to get me in on it, and I'm like, who do you fucking think I like? Who do you think I am, dude? I'm not trying to fucking get in on your makeup pyramid scheme.
Could have been good.
I bet I could have. Well, I shouldn't drag people in the Discord, but I'm sure I could have gotten at least 2 people in the Discord or formerly in the Discord in on a Mary Kay scam. And
that's
I'm
power,
sure that
baby.
I'm sure people listening could probably guess who I'm talking about.
It's me.
Yeah.
I had a presentation given to me once. It was very strange because I didn't even know them. It was a friend of a friend. I was hanging out with, I'm not going to name drop, but I will hint that he's very famous. I was hanging out with my very famous friend.
Yeah.
And he got a call, and it was like a guy that he hadn't spoken to in a long time. And he was like, yeah, I'm just like hanging out. Like, you can come by. And he came over and he just like instantly pulled out his laptop and started doing a PowerPoint presentation. I was like, cool, man. How much do you make? And he's like, I make like $2,000 a month, which that's like not that good. Actually, it was $1,200.
I mean, it depends on how much time you're putting into it, but yeah, that's not like those are rookie numbers.
It was $1,200 that he made, and I was like, that's like literally 30 hours a week at minimum wage. Like,
yeah, that's below the poverty line.
Yeah, and like, if you work at like a store, you don't need to go to people's houses and do a PowerPoint presentation. That seems like a lot more work. And also, you have no friends anymore. And then within the PowerPoint presentation, he had the Google image when you search pyramid scheme. He had that picture. It is a pyramid. And I started laughing, and I was like, "It looks like a pyramid." If you notice, he's like, "Oh yeah, this is a multi-level marketing scheme," and I was like, "Oh, So you're aware.
He said scheme. He used the word scheme.
I think he used scheme. He didn't use scam. I know he didn't say scam, but he was like, yeah, it's a multi-level marketing project, I think. I don't know. And I was like, you understand that, you get it. And then he finished his presentation. He was like, anyway, guys, fun hanging out. I got to go home. It's getting late. Cool, man. Nice to meet you.
I feel like I've been mercifully unscammed, or at least like I have not dealt with that really in my life. Like friends getting into that.
Times. Last week we talked about Coach getting scammed.
Yeah, some guy tried to get me to pay into donating to his football team, but like high school football's over. He was in the middle of a Target parking lot just talking to random people. Also, there's a pandemic. Also, everybody in the county is like has homeschool right now, so I don't even know how there's just so many details where I'm like, clearly this was like last year's scam and he just didn't update it. Oh man. Oh, and then another time I was like me and this guy I used to work with were like driving to a job together, and he was like, man, how do you feel about business? I'm like, and like that's how he opened the thing, and like I knew from other people that like he was really in on like I think it was like an energy drink and like vitamin supplements pyramid scheme. And I was like, man, I hate business. I hate making money. He's like, you sure? I'm like, positive. So let me know if you change your mind. I'm like, oh, okay.
You know, that sounds a little anti-Semitic. You hate making money?
That's what some people are doing, though. They're fucking saying everything's anti-Semitic.
That's a good
Come on, man.
Yeah. Being poor is anti-Semitic.
And also being rich is anti-Semitic. It's cultural appropriation, folks. It's a joke. This has been a surprisingly spicy episode from me specifically.
I've been a good boy, but my wife is very upset with me that I've been too loud. She has texted me angry emojis.
Oh, she's not mad. That doesn't count.
She also texted me, please be quiet. And then.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, then maybe she's mad.
She has since gotten up and walked out without looking at me. So, I mean, but
it means we've been having fun.
It does. And also, it means this podcast is going to the moon, baby.
We did it.
You need to get your famous friend to give us an endorsement.
I mean, I might. He doesn't listen. I'll tell you that.
Well, you should listen.
He told me he listened to part of one episode and said he was very proud of me for doing something. I was like, wow. The bar for my success is so low. He's like, hey, you are
insanely brutal.
You're doing something. I'm proud of you. Like, thanks, man. I mean, you know, he's got 200,000 YouTube subscribers. What do I know? I doxed him. That's it. Now you can suss him out.
Did I dox him last episode, or was that in the pre-show?
That may have been in the pre-show. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't think he cares to be doxed. Like
he's already kind of a public figure.
He's a public figure. But I don't want to give him the satisfaction. You know?
It's Logan Paul.
What? Oh, yeah,
not Logan Paul. Yeah. Oh, that's sick. That would be huge.
That would be huge to get an endorsement. I don't know. Maybe we'll have him on one day, but He is quite a bit bigger than us.
Well, who cares? We
He
can.
did an interview with John McAfee.
Yeah, well, maybe we can get both of them on.
I don't think John McAfee wants to associate with him or us.
Well, he doesn't know us. I mean, maybe he would.
Not if my friend is vouching for us, because
well, no, we do it. We go with John McAfee first.
All right, and then we spring him.
Yeah.
All right,
that can go well.
Yeah, I'm sure that would be fine.
Folks,
I only have so many sounds.
I feel like you didn't even dip into the back half of your library this time.
I did once for the crickets, and the dun dun dun. That's the back half.
Oh, okay.
The back half.
I heard no mention of my yee ass haircut.
Yeah.
Maybe you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got. You get some bitches on your dick.
Yep. There we go.
I'm not
getting rid of my mullet, man.
In the hour between my waking up and doing the podcast, I saw that that clip had been shared a lot. Why now?
I think it's just part of why it's been popular recently. I think this is why. In the last couple of years, there are these things called. Are you familiar with like VTubers or virtual YouTubers?
I really thought you were just going to say.
No, I'm going to give a scientific breakdown on why this is popular.
I don't know that.
Okay, so it's basically like if you had like a made-up anime character that was like 3D modeled to be like a streamer. You know what I mean? So you just have regular people like using a 3D model of some fake anime character as like their persona that they use for streaming or YouTube or whatever. And so those streamers have gotten really popular in the past couple years. And a lot of them have been playing GTA 5. And a lot of them, when they get to that scene, if those of you who have played GTA 5 or are familiar with the meme know that Lamar sings a word that I'm not allowed to say to Franklin. And because these Japanese YouTubers or VTubers don't know what that word is, they also sing it because it sounds fun. And like it, in their defense, it does sound like like you want to sing along. Just like Google like VTubers singing the N-word. Throw that in like YouTube or something. You'll find some compilations. It's pretty funny.
I have never been going to do something more than that.
Yeah. It's really it's great.
Go into an Asian Twitch streamer chat and say, "Do you know a swear word that starts with the letter N?"
But like throw it in Google Translate, just see what happens. So those like clips have been, I wouldn't say popular for a while, but they've existed for a while. And I think more people are like tapping into that meme and then just like memeing the whole scene as a thing. So I think, the answer is basically like kids on Reddit making that a joke. But I think the VTubers singing the N-word has brought it back into the public consciousness.
And it sounds a little bit like this.
What a beautiful story.
It's heartwarming hearing them sing it without like just completely innocent. It's really it's nice. Also, I gotta start getting ready for work. So, if you guys want to keep going, by all means. But I gotta dip.
I should probably go try out the bathroom.
That would be, please. I'd love that for you.
That's so sweet.
Anybody have any plugs?
No.
Cool. I have a new YouTube video out. Robinson B. Crusoe. It's another Pokemon card video. So
Gay.
thanks, Skillshy. Thanks, man. Do you have any plugs? I don't think so, buddy.
No.
Yeah, all right. And that's the episode, folks. Get out of here.
We really did go to the moon.
We did indeed.
All right, guys. Have a good day at work.
Thanks, man. Enjoy trying to shit.
Oh my God. Thank you again.
Yeah.